ยกเป่าตรงเกินไปเป่าตรงเกินไปไอ้มันหงายหน้าหาย
ขอกราบค่ะอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภะคะวาพุทธังภะคะวันตังอะภิวาเทสวากขาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนัมมัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนะมามิขอโอกาสกล่าวคำอาราธนาธรรมเจ้าค่ะลมมาจโรกาทิปติสหัมปติกัดอัญชลีอันทิวรังอายาจทาสันติทัสสันตาปาราชาคาชาติกาเอเสตุธัมมังอนุกัมปิมังปัสสังกราบอาราธนาเจ้าค่ะ
Okay, you can sit comfortably. I see not so many foreigners here. Do you speak Thai? เข้าใจไหมครับภาษาไทย What about you? Do you speak Thai? นิดหน่อย Because just before I came out, there's a request that it could be much better if I can speak some Thai as well. So that's why I'm asking. So should I change language to Thai or to keep it in English? Huh? Speak in Thai?
Can you summarize in English or give something in English that would be
Well, is there any specific topics would you like to hear? Because I asked the organizer, is there any topics? And the organizer says that there is no topics. So if there is no topic, we just watch, see each other and smile and then so is there any query, any unclarity, anything you would like me to explore? I would be more than glad to do that. If not, you can suggest some of the ideas and let's see, how can we carry on. If not, I will come out with something. Yes?
I would like to suggest concentration for time management for its life.
Great. About time management, concentration on time management, which is I'm doing at the moment. Because I think that I have something around up to 8 o'clock, isn't it? Am I right? So it means that whatever I speak, I have to finish by 8. So that is one kind of concentration already. Well, when we talk about concentration, our entire day called samadhi, I guess that there is a lot of misunderstanding about it. Because when we think of the samadhi, when we think of the concentration, for example, something come up in our mind is sitting postures, and then close your eyes and sitting quietly, don't give anything about what's going on around you, kind of isolations and so and so. I would say that is pretty much misunderstanding of what is called samadhi or meditation at all. Again, the meditation is not the right word for a Buddhist samadhi again, because when you say meditation, in English is to meditate, it could be anything. It could be a praying, it could be just repeating some word, so it could be contemplations, so it could be so many things. But when we use the word samadhi, the concentration as you are using at the moment, it has a deeper meaning than what we use in English actually. Okay? Just to recap for someone who doesn't understand me in English that well อยากจะบอกว่าคำว่าเมื่อกี้คำถามที่ว่าเราจะบริหารจัดการเวลาอย่างไรโดยสมาธิหรือว่าการที่จะทำยังไงกับการจัดการเวลาแต่ก่อนอื่นที่จะไปบริหารจัดการเวลาอยากที่จะพูดว่าความจริงเนี่ยเวลาเราพูดถึงสมาธิที่เราใช้ concentration นั่นนะในภาษาไทยเองหรือว่าในภาษาที่เราใช้อยู่นั้นใช้ผิดกันอาจจะเรียกว่าโมโหลานเลยก็ได้เพราะว่าอะไรเวลาเราพูดถึงสมาธินั่งสมาธินั่งปฏิบัติหรืออะไรคำพวกนี้มันมักจะภาพที่มันจะเกิดขึ้นก็อย่างที่พวกท่านนั่งอยู่นิ่งก็คือนั่งสงบเสงี่ยมตั้งหลังตรงหลับตาไม่รับรู้โลกว่าเขาเป็นอะไรกันนะครับอันนี้คือกลายเป็นว่าสมาธิมันตัดโลกตัดความวุ่นวายมันก็จริงอยู่นะครับมันก็จริงอยู่แต่ว่าสมาธิไม่ได้มีหมายความว่าอย่างนั้นนะครับมันเป็นเทคนิคไอ้ตัวที่เราทำอยู่นั้นมันเป็นเทคนิค the way we sit the way we try to concentrate our mind from kind of a monkey mind to always jumping to different issues and trying to concentrate in only one issue that is something sometimes they use it called making your mind emptiness which is totally wrong because you can't make your mind empty because mind itself means that it's thinking mind it's minding of course in English the word mind may not clear that as well the word in Pali called mana the word Pali called chitta or chit basically it means that knowing K-N-O-W knowing it means that to able to make sense so if you keep minding of course in order to make sense of anything which come through our senses be it your eyes nose ears when it go into our system through these all the five senses and then how it makes sense with us inside of us when each word of English or whatever Thai when it enters your ear and then what does it make sense if the certain word it may be not stored in your memory system for example or even the way of the pronunciation the way of the actions if you are not familiar then even you hear so clearly but it doesn't make sense so it means that that some certain thing is not in the storage not in your memory so when you say that it's the mind or when you say it's the chitta basically means that you should able to make sense of whatever you are through all the senses through your eyes, ears, nose, mouth and your body whatever the informations you put in. And then it will try to make sense with the base of your knowledge, what you have stored in your memory from your childhood. And when it matches, then you will know that, this is the one who is speaking is a monk, not a monkey for sure, for example. Then, when it makes sense, that very point you make sense that he is a monk, that is called mind, you see. That is called citta. If you can't make sense, then your mind is not there. You see? You are always searching. It is not completed in terms of making sense of what it is. So basically, when you say samadhi or when you say concentration, technically you need to have these two parts working together as one. It means that your eyes is always open to see things. Your ears is always open to hear the voices. Your nose is always open, able to sense the other. Your mouth is always open to taste, and your body is always able to sense and touch and this and that. These are what we call these doors, the senses. And when whatever you touch, whatever you hear, whatever you eat, it will make sense with your memory inside. And when it makes sense, that is called mind in Buddhism. That is called citta in Buddhism. And that is called concentration in Buddhism. So generally, we all do have concentration by nature. For example, you are listening to me at the moment. If your mind is wandering up somewhere, this is a Valentine's night evening, I shouldn't be here at all. So if your mind is wondering, I don't know, what about my Valentine's Day today? So even every word is going through your ears, but it doesn't make sense. It's a gobbledygook. It is just a kind of a voice. So it doesn't mean that, so your mind is not there, you see. So in order to have a mind or concentration, it is that you are able to understand each of the word I said it, you see. And that is what you call mind. That is what you call concentration. So that's why generally in order to understand, in order to fulfill whatever we do, whatever we eat, whatever we order, whatever we, through our senses, you need to have a concentration by nature itself. Okay? If you lose your concentration, whatever the things which is going through the senses doesn't make sense at all. So, why then we do still have to meditate then? Why we still have to concentrate then? Generally, we do have that ability within us from our childhood. If it is, if we're born with some kind of a defect, of course, like somebody call this hyperactivity child or whatever, it's different in different cases. But in our cases, everyone has that capacity of concentration. But the problem is that our concentration is very short span. It is just like a child, small child, playing with the toys. When he get a new toys, he will be very happy. But after a while, he will be seeking for the new toys. And that is what happened in our daily life. And that is the questions I guess that you are asking is that how can we keep that jumping mind, that monkey mind? And that is very difficult and very easy at the same time. Because if you let your mind wandering off all the time, of course, it will be very difficult to concentrate on anything, about the time management or even the stress management or whatever it is. But in order to able to manage your time or able to stress or anxiety, whatever it is, basically what we are asking is that you have to know yourself, what are you doing? So that is how we manage the time. So generally, when we talk or when we listen, it always takes us away with the rhythm of the conversations, with the rhythm of our life. You know, if you are in the Valentine's mood, then we forget to look at our watch. What time is it? We enjoy. Enjoy means that it is something, it's going according to one's wish. That is enjoy. That is called happiness. Because the word happiness in English and the happiness in Buddhism has a totally different meaning. When we use happiness in English, I guess it is something you have to achieve, you have to get it. That's why we always use pursuit for happiness. We are always going to pursue it. There's a new model of telephone, mobile. There's a new model of this. There's a new design of your shirts, and so and so. I'm hoping that once you get that, you'll be happy. Hoping that you'll win it. And our whole life is always pursuing for happiness. From child, they said that, okay, when we are young, we'll be happy. And when we get young, then we said that, when we have a girlfriend or boyfriend, we'll be happy. When we get married, we'll be happy. Our happy is, just in front of us. When we reach there, then there is the happiness already run away from us. Until, we thought that, when it's time for our retirement, then I can be happy. I don't have. But once you retire, then again you are not getting. So then you'll say that, if we are, after we die, I might be happy. So happy is always pursuing. That is a Western approach of happiness. But from the Buddhist approach of happiness, it's very easy. Because the word easy itself is meaning happiness in Buddhism. Sukha, sukh, kwam sukh, sukha, is actually the same etymology of the word dukkha, tuk. Same word actually. It is just a prefix difference. Su means easy and tu means difficult. The etymology there is that actually the word ka, which means tolerance, patience, endurance. So if it is something which you can endure, is endurable, then that is a happiness. So if it is not endurable, it is I say that I can't stand, and that is a dukkha, you see, that is a suffering. Take it easy, you see, that is a happiness. So which is very different from the Western approach of the happiness. You always have to have your wish and trying to pursue it all the time. But the Buddhist happiness is just changing your attitude. Changing your attitude. For many here, you already knew that this talk will be in English, and you are saying that my English is not good, but you still put your effort to come and sit here and listen, or just watch my mouth, what's going on. But you still feel happy. It means that you are adjustable to the situations. You can make sense of whatever it is available to you. You are not expecting that, if the Venerable could speak in Thai, it will be much better. And if you expect and more, you'll be more miserable. Because you are not getting what you wish for. So, but when you see that, maybe I can understand. Maybe I just keep listen more. I might it will go by itself, or something that you have this positive reactions, and then able to adjust with the situation. You see, immediately you become so ease. You become able to adjust with whatever situations, and then the happiness is there. Then you forget that what time is it now. Now, if you are thinking that when is the conclusion in Thai this, I don't know what he is saying, and so, then you'll be more agitated, you'll be more anxiety, and so. Then you are able to follow up whatever got the happiness. So basically, in order to able to control your life, able to control your time management, is basically you should know what are you doing at the moment. That's why Buddhism says that to be at present. is very important. Because when we think of the time is a very, very complicated mechanism the people invented. You see? It is not natural. Time is not natural. Time is our invention. Because let's imagine for the animal creatures, is that time important for them? What time is it? Huh? The dog will come and ask me, Master, what time is it now? It's my supper time, it is my sleeping time. No. For any animal creature, they doesn't have any meaning of time. They might have, some meaning is just a day and night. That's the maximum they could have it. But for us, we create our life, we complex our life by inventing the time machine, by inventing the time. We divide one day to 12 hours and night 12 hours to make it 24 hours. And each hour we make it a 60 seconds, and each hour whatever seconds, and each minute, and so and so. And that, the way we make a time, we invent a time, and the time is making us stress. So we are very good at it. We create our own monster. And we play with that monster and we suffer by itself. Actually, word time is very interesting to see the pun word in Thai. The time is called kala. You see, kan vela. Kala, in the Pali word, the time is for the kala. But the kala is another synonym for death. Death. D-E-A-T-H, death, expire. You see, the time and expire, the time expiration has the same meaning in Pali, in Buddhism. So the time basically means that it is the time itself makes sense of everything. So what we call the state of Nibbana, for example, the ultimate goal of Buddhism is a state where there is no time relevant, you see. What we call akaliko, or what we call is beyond time. It is immortal, sometimes we call it. Because immortal basically means at a time. Because if you have a time, when you are going to die, which years, what year, how many age, whatever it is, you see, which day. But if it is immortal, it means that you never die. What is it? You never die. Doesn't mean that you are not, physically you are not going to die, but immortal means that the time doesn't matter to you. You see? So this is a conception, is a very important conception because we invented our time and then we stress out with our invention. But if we realize that actually time is just an instrument, time is just an instrument, then if we can use that instrument to empower us, using that instrument to make our life more easy, more happier, and that is what we call is we use our wisdom. That is called is we are able to live with the God of death. You see, we become immortal. How you do that? Basically, it is kind of understanding. It is kind of what you call intellectual understanding. Of course, the time is limited by day and night. But a day and night, if we expand our tiny second to a day and night, you can see there's only two time. Day is for working, night is for resting, maybe, generally. In some cases, it might be different, of course. But day is for working, for hunting for food. These days we hunt in all different malls and restaurants. It's different from the old days. Go to the forest and then do real hunting. These days we also hunt the same way, but we hunt in the restaurants. We hunt in all the malls and here. So it's a day, and the night time supposed to be we rest in order to have a more power to hunt in the next day. That is how our body works. So there is no kind of importance of a time in old days. But these days, we create so much things. So in order to manage our time, what you have to do is that you have to know yourself. Who you are, what is your capacity, how can you able to know how you are going to manage your times, how you are going to manage your daily life. For example, at the moment, I am working on one book, which I have to be, that book is for the next month, on the 18th and 19th of March, which in my temple, we are going to celebrate one special event, canonization of the late Supreme Patriarch. Because the late Supreme Patriarch, who is my teacher, who passed away 4 years ago, 5 years ago, the present king, he just canonized him to be a royal family. So he's already a Supreme Patriarch, but he's now สมเด็จพระสังฆราชเจ้ากรมหลวงวชิรญาณสังวร with a new title, new name, which in Catholic world, what we call is canonizations, making a saint. But in Thailand, instead of making a saint, making him a royal family, a member of royal family, from the commoners. So I have a time management. It was just recently fixed the date that we are going to celebrate on the 18th and 19th. And I look at the work. They said that I need to have a few publications for the distribution for people who come. And everyone expect, a decent publications. And I look at my time, I said that, so I gave two choices. Said I can make it the decent, but I will have to use some of the old material. For example, I say if I have to make all new material, I say it's not possible by the time. And even I gave my word that there is two publications. One is about his life history, another is about his teaching. But at the moment, I'm saying that, let me see. Although I gave my word that I was going to have two publications, but the time frame I'm working at the moment, unfortunately, I have some emergencies to travel abroad. Like I just came back from Nepal last night. And then tomorrow I have to go to UK, London. So who is going to work on that? So I have to work very remotely. So I have one assistant who is helping me. And then actually she is already panicking. She says, how? And your venerable is not here, and who is going to say? Don't panic. Do what you can do, you see. Look at it. They take one at a step. I said, take one as a step. Whatever it is finished, send me line or whatever you send me these days is a social media anywhere. You can hide from anywhere in this world at the moment. They can find you with this new technology. So I will be wherever I am, whatever I am doing, I will go through whatever you send, and then I will proofread and I will send you all the feedback. And you just have to manage it. And then he says he's panicking that no, we don't have enough time. And I said that, okay, if you are too panic, I said that forget about the next book. Forget about, just concentrate on your first book, which I have already written everything. It is just kind of artwork and laying out and proofreading and so, which of course it takes time. You just concentrate on one, and then you go, if you have a time, you go for the next. When I said that, and she was, immediately calmed down. And then she also said, what about, you said that in the meeting that you are going to have a two publication. Yes, I did it. But if I can't, then what? I said, then what? If you rely on me to produce two books, and then I'm able to produce only one, then who is going to punish me? I said, so be it. Because the time matter, starting our work is actually, it is already too late. We set the date, it's just about a few weeks ago. So how I can do that? So you see, when I just use that simple ideas that, I can't accept that ability. then immediately your anxiety just gone. Okay, I will do one at a time. And when I started one at a time, at the moment, this was about 1 week ago, she was panicking and she said that I can't sleep now, I can't do it. And then, I guess that is someone who is panic. And if you can't control yourself, you don't keep it to yourself, then you are starting to, that sharing your complexity and sharing your stress to others people as well. Oh, now Nancy is, whatever, and I want to do this, I want to do that. And then you become more moody. You are so demanding and so and so. And I said that, just do it this way. Whatever you are doing, just concentrate on particular thing. Just don't go for the future. What are you going to do tomorrow? If I can't finish this, what I'm going to do? Forget about it. Just finish things at a time. And when you have that sort of concentration, it means that when you are knowing yourself at the present, whatever concentration, whatever things, whatever you are doing, you know what you are doing at the moment, immediately you are in a heaven already. Because there is no time for you to think of what is going to be for the next. Because all your effort is at that very particular thing. Generally, what happens to us is that we are always indulge ourselves in our past or future. That is a big problem. I can challenge you that while you are listening to me, whether your mind is here or somewhere else. I guess half of your mind is here, but half of your mind is you're already thinking, you're already wondering each of my word, each of my sentence, it already leads you to something else. If you are finding that this is not interesting, you might be thinking that, I shouldn't spend my time come here at all. Or you might thinking that, this is so interesting. If I know more, Venerable said this, and I just said one thing, you already gone to 100 things. You never be at present. There's a very interesting story I want to share you on this. The late King Majesty, His Majesty the King, the King Bhumibol, the late King Rama IX. He is a very devout Buddhist, and he listened to the talk or the dhammas by his teacher, who happened to be my teacher, the late Supreme Patriarch. And when late Supreme Patriarch teach whatever, he will close his eyes and then say, "Batni chak sadang prathama tesana, kho hai tuk tan jong tang jit kai hai pen sin," for something like that, very slowly like that. And then, he will take, and sometimes he will take a long pause. And then he will go on and on. But whatever it is, he's closing his eyes. But when he finished it, you look at it, just exact the time you are supposed to speak. And sometimes I noticed, when he was speaking in the beginning, he was talking about something. And then he went on talking all other different things. I thought, where he's leading to? What he's talking about now? What is talking about? He said that he's going to talk about something, but now he's going off the road. He's going on. But 5 minutes before the time, after ending time, he will come back, U-turn, and then say, that is why all this story is based on, in order to fulfill whatever he started, you see. He was able to do that. So the king, the late king, always sent his the audio technician to record his teaching. So we are so lucky that we have his teachings, massive of his teaching is recorded because of the king. In my temple, we never thought about that, but it was a king, he sent his audio technician to record everything what he spoke, what he gave a talk. And then he always listened whenever he time. And one day, there was a chief police of the palace security. It's called, I think, if I give a name, he's already passed away, you might know. Ponek Wasit Det Kunchon, in Thai, he's already passed away. He was the chief of the palace security. And one day, the king came down to the palace with the one cassette and then said that he gave it to that police chief. I want you to take this cassette and listen to it. And it's the king's order. Say, I will do, Your Majesty. So he took it at the home. And when he listened it happened to be the voice of the late Supreme Patriarch teaching meditation. And he was teaching something, and then he listened so slowly, like that. Now on, we are going to meditate. First of all, calm your mind. Something like that. It go one, each word, and then that police, the chief police, listen. Because it cannot go, it is so slow. So he didn't listen. And he couldn't listen because he fell asleep. And then he thought that it's so boring. Because he was taking by one word, by each word, and one word after another word, one sentence after sentence. Not like me, it's going so fast. It's go very slowly. So he said that he get bored of listening. So he didn't listen. And he just listened to, I think, 25% or something like that. He put it off. And it just, he just forgot it. But next week, another week, the king saw him. The tape I gave you, did you listen to it? And then he was shaking. Doesn't know what to say, because it was the king's asked him to listen, and he listened, he fell asleep, and he didn't understand, he get bored, and so he have to be truth with what he said. Yes, Majesty, I listen, but I can't listen it because it's just so boring. He said that it was so boring, and then I fall asleep. And then king just smiled. I said that, it means that you think faster than His Holiness. When you listen, you didn't listen to His word. When you listen one word, you already invented, you already think about so much on that word. You go for. So in a way that whatever His Holiness is saying is always slower than your thought. Because whatever He said, you already think twice, thrice, I don't know, and a mile away from what you want to go. Then that's why you feel that it's boring. If you think in that way, you will never understand His Holiness, he said, the king said. And so the king taught him how to listen. He said that. Actually, in order to listen, it's very difficult. I have the same problem. The king told his own experience. And then the king told the story that once he was listening, at the same time he was feeling the same, similar. Boring, very slow. And then king was very good at all this technique. He used some program to cut all the silence between the sentences and the words using some applications. And so in a way that instead of saying that now we are going to listen to the Dhamma. So it's become, he caught all the pauses, we are going to listen to Dhamma. So it go like that. And he caught all the way. And then when he listened it, he said that, king say, he's getting headache. Because it's too, he can't understand what he's going to say, even the word. Because the way the late Supreme Patriarch put the space is that in order to lead us to think slowly, think systematically to each of the word he said it, and lead us kind of just like we are holding our small child's hand, we take him together. And this is how the late Supreme Patriarch taught. So if you think faster than what he said, if you think that it is boring, it means that you are thinking faster. If you are done thinking, it means that you are falling asleep. So that is another way to listen. You are not at the present. So if you are at the present, let's say that in order to concentrate, then you have to concentrate your mind. It means that you should have the vacuum with all ideas, your think, your past, your present, and just think after where you are now. At the moment, you are with the good friends surrounding You are in the nice room, you are in the air-conditioned room. Just feel that, just enjoy that. And when you are able to enjoy that, you see, and that is the happiness you can feel. And that is a way you can manage your time, because it looks like you are stopping your time, but actually not. When you are able to stay at the present, what happens is that your efficiency, your capacity increase to double. It empowers your capacity to double without knowing it. So in a way that when you are able to do whatever you are doing with a very mindful matter, when you are doing this in a mindful matter, actually the things we can finish more efficiently and with less time consuming. When we are not mindful, what happens is that we waste a lot of time in between. We are thinking so much, and instead of able to finish, able to execute in a tiny second, it will take us 10 minutes by distraction here and there. And that's how it lessens our concentration, and it creates our more stress in doing that. So the very easy and simple answer is that you have to be at present. You have to train your mind to be at present. You are able to recognize what you are doing, what you are thinking. And if you are able to concentrate on just only that at the very time, and that system will carry on, and you will see that generally you can control your time. Generally, the things can be finished and the way you want it to be. But we don't finish, we become stressed because you are taken by it too much. Instead of you become a master, you become a slave. Whatever you are doing, you should be a master of it, not the other way around. For example, these days, everyone has what you call this, the necessity of us these days, this, whatever is in front of mobile and whatever social media, it's become a part of us, part of our annex of our body these days. And we become a victim. We are victimized by that. Instead of listening to this, you started to go and, hey, I never see this monk. Who is this monk? You search. Google it already. You are still with me, but whether you know it now, what is important? Because you want to know me. So while you are listening to me, instead of listen to me, what you are saying, you are starting to search who is this monk. You see? So these are all distract, and then instead of making you understand what you are listening, then you totally lose the point. When you find that this is the monk we are listening to now. And what he has done. And so you go, while you are in front of me, you are searching me somewhere, I don't know, my past or my whatever it is. And you are trying to define me by that, instead of define me in front of me with my flesh here. And that is how we become less efficient, you see. So I would say the concentration basically means that it is making sense of the things. It is not a putting off things, okay? For many, they always think that using the meditation and concentration a way to escape away, way of isolation. No. Actually, concentration or samadhi is to train yourself to confront with any kind of problem, okay? Because you are so ready, because you know what you are doing, you know what you are confronting, and you know your capacity, how you can take it or not. And once you do that, that is what you call is building your capacity. That is called is management. That is called is time management. That is called is your stress management, whatever it is. At the moment, in the West, we see it has been proven by the science that the mindfulness is the way to release your stress. Having said that, I feel so sorry these days. the situation of a Thai society at the moment. In fact, it was already predicted by the WHO 20 years ago. WHO made a survey in year 2000, and then they already predicted that what will happen by 2020. The predictions from their survey was by 2020, the second worst disease for humankind is stress, anxiety. And in the West, they are trying so hard in order to find a medication for that. But whatever medication they invented, it failed because the chance of relapse is 80%. You can just stop it temporarily with the medication, but it can't cure for good. And suddenly, they found in what you call Buddhism, which is now not a Buddhism, because when you say Buddhism, again, we are so labeled, so narrowed down. It's become more religious idea. So it is more kind of, they use the new term called mindfulness, which is again not so right, actually. Because the mindfulness, if you are using the Buddhist term mindfulness, of course they took it from Buddhist term, but it is not the way it is presented in the West. Because in the West, mindfulness means purposely put your attentions without any judgment. This is a mindfulness. So you have to have a purpose, and you have to look at something. You have to be mindful, attention. It's an intention, attention, and attitude, they call it. IIA. You have to have intention, you have to have attention, intention, attention, and attitude, IAA. So that is what we call mindfulness from the Western point of view. But from a Buddhist point of view, that is not mindfulness. Because in Buddhism, mindfulness or sati it only means memory. It's meant a memory. ความจำ sati. But when you recall the ความจำ, when you recall the memory, it's become a comprehensive, it's become consciousness. That's what I said in the beginning. When the things goes through your senses and it makes sense with your memory, and it's become a consciousness. It's become a conscious. And that is, in order to make sense, it is not enough just by sati. It's not enough by memory. You need to have that capacity to able to mix with the consciousness. So if the memory is always there, we know that this is a glass. But when we are not using the glass, whether it is in our memory or not, it doesn't relevant at all. But when we see the glass, we are able to bring that memory at the present. That is a consciousness. And that is, in Pali, you need to have a sati and sampajanya, which means that consciousness or comprehension. So that is what makes the full circle of mindfulness. So that's why I have been debating with my friends in the West, with all these psychologists of all these mindfulness master gurus. And I said that, no, you are wrong in that point. If you want to say mindfulness, I said that you have to call mindful awareness. It is not only mindfulness. Because you are at the mindfulness at the moment. Because you're so into it, into the talk at the moment. So your body is here, you are listening to the voices, and you are bringing all your memory to match with whatever I said it. You are mindful. But it is not enough just by mindful. Because you need to empower it. You have to increase whatever you are listening, whatever you are hearing, whatever you are feeling. You have to make sense of it. So it is not only mindful, it's not recalling the memory alone. You need to have change to something else, to creative, what you call these days, we call it creative thinking. You need to have it more creativity out of that, which is your knowledge, which is your education. What is it? Is kind of a educare. It is something bringing out of you. And that is what we call is mindful awareness. Able to aware of what you are thinking. Sampajanya. And that makes you sense. That makes sense of whatever you are seeing, hearing, and all those things. So this is basically means that to be at the present, not indulge with the past stories, or not indulge with the future expectations. So that's why whole idea of Buddhism is, to be at present. And yesterday somebody is asking me that, how can I go to Nibbana? What is, I want to go to the heaven. I want to go to this and that. I said that, please don't come and ask all those things to me. I don't know. And I don't like even the heaven. Because when I read all the heaven, it is not something pleasant, not pleasant at all. Because what we call heaven is that, 100 times of whatever you are thinking of these days, that is a heaven. In Thai literatures, every male, they want to become a heaven, they want to make business, they want to become a, what he calls, Tevabut, the son, the heavenly being or the angels, whatever. And why they want to become angel? Because they said that if you become an angel, in the, some male in the heaven, you will have 500 wives. You see? That is why you want to become a heaven. How can? You destroyed all the meaning of Valentine's as today, so because you have 500 wives. And in some texts even said that you have 16,000 wives. A male go to the heaven and he will have and this is what? This is the human way of thinking that is a harem. You see? Harem is a male's heaven. And this is it's a crooked mind. That is how you project your heaven up there. And then what about the woman then? And if a woman go to the heaven, so I asked that, then will they wish for the same? Will they have 500 husband? No. When you go to the woman go to heaven, they say that they will be so beautiful, so pretty. They will be adored with so many precious jewelries, all the dress. So I said that, who created this heaven? It's our it's our greed, isn't it? Yeah. Some sexual pervert did I guess that created this heaven. Because they look at the human nature as a male is always busy with those things and woman is always busy with those, making yourself beautiful and so and so. And they said that so in heaven you will have everything perfect. So that's why from Buddhist point of view, he said that the Buddha says that heaven is another place to go actually. You see? Because heaven is you are just multiplying greed, hatred, whatever you are here in the life to 100 or 1,000 times of what you're getting here in the heaven. And do you think that you can live happily there with a 500 spouse? No. So you see, so that's why heaven for Buddhist idea is totally rubbish. But the word heaven in Buddhism, Buddha used it, but not in the sense of that local indigenous idea. He used the word heaven in a sense that at the present, if any pictures, any form you are seeing with your eyes, any voices you are hearing through your ears, or so on, and with that you are so pleasant. With that, it's making sense. I see. And that is, Buddha says, that is heaven, you see. So heaven is here and now, not after you die. And people is coming ask me that, where is the path to heaven? I said that, I don't know, I've never been there, and I will not even go. Even I know the road, I will not go there, because I don't want to have a 500 wife. Just having a 1 or 2 devotees already headache. You see? Yeah. Because of people is demanding and so out of you. It's already a headache. So that's why I become a monk. Avoid all those Valentine's issues, but still, people want a lot of things from you. So if you have a 500 of your wife with you, I don't know, I think you will never sit quietly or happily or kind of with a peace of mind, not ever second. Then I will have to bless you that RIP, rest in peace. But at the moment, we are using actually, I don't know, by the cultures, the way you use, I think it's too late when you say RIP, rest in peace. Because when you are sitting there, when you are sleeping there in the coffin, you don't need RIP. You are already there, and then you will never move anyway. You are in peace. But actually, here and now, we are always jumping. We are always adjusting. We are always seeking and this and that. And that's why, actually, instead of say good morning, I would say that we have to say RIP, rest in peace. Then if you can rest in peace and here and now, and that is a joy and happiness, that is what you call this. You can live at the present, and that is how you manage whatever you are talking about. And that is what you call a concentration, not by sitting. Of course, you can sit, but that is a technique in order to make used to it. Because if you are never sit, as you are from our childhood, we were trained to be always, pulling towards all the concentration is always out there. Look at it when we when we are brought up our small child, we draw their concentration with the toys, different colors, and so. We never taught them to, just sit with what they are. So that's how we brought up ourselves, and that's already spoiled us. It's already, spoiled everything as who we are. So that's why if you don't see any colorful, we say dull. Yeah? These days, all the YouTube is bringing up our child. Even it will be more worse. Just yesterday, I was at my family home in Kathmandu, and then my nephew just gave a birth to a son who is a 6-month-old. So I was taking that 6-month-old, and I was just testing something, and he was not able to recognize things at the yet. But when I put my mobile on, already he doesn't know anything. And when I try, I put it here, already go like that. You see, and this is how we brought up our child. We always brought our child to be always seek out there, the voice, the form, the smell, the taste, whatever, you are always seeking out there. And that's why we don't know how to live with ourselves. That's why we have to return that training. Because we were trained from our childhood in that way. And then so it is so difficult. And we thought that it's become emptiness. We say that it's become to stop all those things. No. Samadhi means that to calm down. So calm down doesn't mean empty, because the mind is always have to think. Think in particular subject. Think in one subject intentionally, not multiplying. They say that the women are worse in that sense. I don't know. They say that women are multitask. You can do many things at the same time, not like a male. He's so monotask. You are doing one, you can do just one thing at a time. The women, they can do the many things at the same time. While they are breastfeeding, they still do the all cooking and so, I guess. So, what we need is that whatever you do, able to be mindful on whatever you are doing, and that is from Buddhist point of view means that managing your time. That is what Buddhist means, that to release your stress. It's nothing else. It just means to be able to stay put at what you are doing now. Just recognizing what you are doing at the present. To be at present, or called mindful awareness. That is a way to do it. เข้าใจไหมครับสมาธิไม่ได้แปลว่านั่งหลับตาสมาธิไม่ได้แปลว่าหนีปัญหาสมาธิก็คือวิธีการทำให้จิตใจไม่ใช่แปลว่าทำจิตให้ว่างคนสอนบอกว่าทำจิตให้ว่างจิตว่างไม่ได้เพราะอะไรจิตแปลว่าคิดแล้วไม่คิดได้ไหมถ้าไม่คิดก็ไม่ใช่จิตเราจะนั้นไม่คิดก็มันก็ต้องคิดอยู่ตลอดแต่คิดเรื่องใดเรื่องหนึ่งแต่เนี้ยถ้าเราเนี่ยสามารถที่จะคิดเรื่องใดเรื่องหนึ่งโดยมีเจตนาก็คือมีความตั้งใจที่จะรู้อยู่ว่าคิดอะไรอยู่อย่างตอนนี้อาจารย์เองรู้ว่ากำลังพูดอะไรพอรู้ว่ากำลังพูดอะไรความรู้ทั้งหลายแหละที่ความจำทั้งหลายแหละมันก็ไหลของมันมาโดยตัวของมันเองแม้ว่าพูดภาษาอังกฤษไม่ใช่เป็นภาษาพ่อแม่ของอาจารย์มันก็มาของมันเองเพราะว่ารู้ว่ากำลังพูดภาษาอังกฤษหรือกำลังพูดภาษาไทยไม่เหมือนกับบางคนเรียนภาษาอังกฤษแล้วก็เรียนจากภาษาไทยฉันกินข้าวแปลว่าอะไรดีฉันคือไอกินคือ eat ข้าวคือ rice อะไรอย่างนี้ไม่ต้องมานั่งคิดอย่างนั้นนะครับพอจะพูดภาษาอังกฤษเราจะต้องแต่งเป็นภาษาไทยก่อนแล้วค่อยมานั่งแปลไม่ใช่อย่างนั้นนะครับพอเรารู้ว่าเรากำลังพูดอะไรซึ่งอาจารย์เนี่ยเป็นล่ามให้กับสมเด็จสังฆราชองค์เก่าเนี่ยสมเด็จสังฆราชญาณสังวรมานานเวลาทำหน้าที่เป็นล่ามไม่จะต้องคิดว่าคำนี้ว่าไงคำนี้ว่าไงเพราะว่าพอรู้ตัวอยู่ว่ากำลังพูดอะไรมันก็พูดออกมาเป็นภาษาไทยก็ได้พูดออกมาเป็นภาษาอังกฤษก็ได้ไม่ต้องมานั่งคิดเปิดดิกนะครับอันนี้คืออยู่กับปัจจุบันถ้าเราไม่อยู่กับปัจจุบันปุ๊บเราก็จะเครียดตอนนี้เพราะว่าเราไปอยู่กับอนาคตฉันจะพูดดีไหมเนี่ยแล้วฉันจะแปลดีไหมเนี่ยแปลถูกไหมเนี่ยเอาละก็แปลถูกหรือไม่ถูกมันคุยกันตรงนี้ก็รู้เรื่องแล้วเนี่ยก็ทำว่าแต่บอกให้เขาเข้าใจไหมล่ะเอาก็มัวแต่มานั่งคิดว่าอนาคตกันอะไรหรือว่าเขาที่แล้วเคยจำได้ว่าคำพูดอันนี้พิจารณาอดีตอีกแล้วมันไม่ได้อยู่กับปัจจุบันพอไม่ได้อยู่กับปัจจุบันมันก็เป็นเหตุให้เกิดความเครียดมันหาที่สุดหาบาลานซ์มันไม่ได้เพราะฉะนั้นถูกหรือผิดในตรงนั้นก็พูดไปสิถ้าสื่อสารกันได้รู้เรื่องกันคนฟังก็บอกว่าเยเสียโอเคก็กำลังพยักหัวได้ก็ใช้ได้แล้วไม่ต้องไปพูดไม่ต้องไปนึกถึงไวยากรณ์ไม่ต้องไปพูดถึงอะไรทั้งสิ้นไม่ต้องไปพูดถึงสำเนียงก็จะเอาสำเนียงใครล่ะภาษาอังกฤษเองก็ในอังกฤษเองก็สำเนียงสกอตติชสำเนียงเวลส์สำเนียงอะไรก็แตกต่างกันไปแล้วสำเนียงออสเตรเลียก็ไปแล้วtoday เป็น to die เราก็ฟังตั้งนานto die เราทำไมจะรีบตายซะแล้วอะไรอย่างเงี้ยถ้าเรารู้เท่าทันเห็นไหมครับเราโยกวัฒนธรรมไหนเราปุ๊บมันก็ make sense เพราะฉะนั้นนั่นคือวิธีการที่ทำให้ไม่เครียดSo it was in 2000 when the WHO make a survey, they found that it's the second worst disease is a stress and anxiety by 2020, and that is what we are seeing at the moment. In the recent, just last week news, you see it, the military shooting around and everything, and shooting without any aim, killing a lot of whatever, I don't know, 27 or how many people, and because when you look at it, it's all out of stress, you see? And when you have a stress, you don't see things clearly. All your knowledge is gone. All your memory is not working as it used to be because you are so stressed out. Because you are thinking of only the future, what I'm going to eat. I don't know, I'm run out of money. Generally, do we need the money? In a certain phenomena, in certain stances, of course you need it. But if you don't have at all, you still can survive. Because when we were born, we didn't carry money with us. Did we carry money with us? I don't think so. So, but we lose that very point, and then we are carried on by that kind of a greed and desire and all those mental defilements, and we become so stressed. So that is how the stress is, playing with us. And then who create that stress? Yourself. So in order to cure the stress, anxiety, it is very easy. So that's why we say that be at present. Bring yourself to the present. Then bring yourself to the present, the past and future is not relevant at all. It will just carry on by itself. So that's why when we meditate, we also tell the same thing. We say that if you imagine that you are here in the room, we are always carrying 2 suitcases, load of sheets, I guess, carrying around with us. And then we say that, oh, it's so heavy, oh, it's too much. It's getting loaded and more and more. One suitcase is a past, one suitcase is a future. You see? And two hands we are carrying all the time. And we are always complaining that, oh, my life is so hard, my life is so heavy. And then Buddha was saying that, yes, if you think that you are heavy, why don't let it go? Simple as that. But you say, no, carry, I know, this is very important to me, and this and that, and it's so making me so suffering. But yes, then why you are suffer? Because you are carrying all those things, just let it go. And meditation is basically training that. Just let it go for certain, let's say that for 5 minutes. You don't have to worry that it will run away. Just leave it there for 5 minutes. So if you are coming here in this room, so leave all your past and future just out of this room. Just store it for 5 or 10 minutes or 1 hour, for example. And then if you go out, you can still carry on and be a donkey same as before you used to be carrying all the time, all the loads with you. So if you are clever enough, just let it go. And then whenever you want it, you know where it is, you can pick it up. You see, that is a management. But we always think that, oh, I will need this, same as all your houses. Do you think that your house is big enough? Your room is big enough? Because you are carrying all the things. So if I have this, I have to next day sometime I will need that. Oh, I need to have a screwdriver. I need to have this and that. Because if something go wrong and this. So you are keeping all those rubbish. You are collecting so much rubbish. Actually, in daily life, how many things you are using in daily life? You need to have a refrigerator to store all things. When I was studying in Cambridge, when I was teaching in Santa Clara in America, I sometimes go with my friends to the malls. And then they always bring so much thing. And they ask me, you don't want to buy things? I said that. Why? I said, why? Oh, you see? Oh, buy one, get one free. Get one. I said, well, I am living myself alone in the dormitory or in the professor quarter or whatever students, and I said that I'm living alone. If even I take this 2 loaves of bread, will I finish it by the expiry date? No, because one day, because as a monk I eat only 1 meal, so I can take 2 or 3 pieces of bread per one. And then how long it will last that 2 loaves of bread, buy one get one free? Then what we end up is that we are clearing up all those dead expiry food from all these malls by paying them. We help them to clear them all those things out, and we come and throw in our garbage. That's what happened. So if you look at the refrigerator, I guess I think it is a lay life. You have so many things going on, but when you go shopping, you're bringing more and more. I don't know why. Actually, there is a lot of things which is you have not finished in your refrigerator, in your fridge. But you buy more and more, and then bringing more stuff, and you are saying that, oh, this fridge is getting smaller. But actually, if you manage your life, there's more than enough. And then these days, the malls are everywhere. The 7-Eleven is every corner. And if you know how to use it, actually, you can live without a fridge. Like a life of a monk. You see? As a monk, we are not allowed to cook and do everything by ourselves. Our kitchen is always on the street every morning. So we just go out for the alms round and then eat whatever we got it. And then after that, there is no storage needed, nothing needed. So my room is, I have more space for my books instead. Again, that is another attachment I have it. You see? So this is how you make it, but you never live at present, you see? Because if you never live at present, oh, this dress is so nice. No, I will have it for some occasions. But that occasion, when it will come, you don't know. But when it really comes, you already changed your mind already. You might put some other dress. But why you brought that dress at the first place, you already forgot it. And it's become more rubbish, more stuff, and more stuff, and more stuff. And who create that suffering? Who create that mess in your life? Yourself. Because you don't know who you are, what you are doing, and basically that is the creation of your stress. Long answer, isn't it? Did I give you answer? Okay, it is already one question already gone, my time management. So there's another 20 minutes, so I will just share you something which I would like to share within 20 minutes. Because as we know today is a Valentine's Day. And then I'm glad that you have a very peculiar, special Valentine's with me here. Your Valentine dates with me here. When we think of Valentine's, I guess that we are always thinking of the idea of a love. But today, within this 20 minutes, I will give you a new definition of love from the Buddhist point of view. Because I guess these days we have totally gone wrong with the idea of a love. The Valentine's in the beginning, if you look at the Christian Catholic history, it is not something as what we are celebrating these days at all. It has a more meaningful. And actually the love, basically it has overused these days. Because love is actually a natural thing. Everyone needs love. But at the same time, the love, the way we use it, is overused. Because the love we use these days is always go with the greed. It's always go with the hatred, ill will. It's always go with our stupidity. That is what happened these days. Basically, actually, these days we call, God loves us. But it's actually not, it's in the biblical, actually in the Bible, they didn't use the word love in that sense, as far as I understood. Actually, there is the godly love, which means that it's always sacrificing, always giving. But our love is always taking. Me. Because I like this girl, I like this boy, because I like it. Because whatever he look at, the way he is or the way she is something matched with what I'm looking for. That's why I love him or her. Not because of I love of who you are. No, because I love because you are meeting the greed, hatred, whatever I'm seeking for. You see? So it is not kind of a giving love, it is also taking love. So these days, when we think of a love, we always think of taking. Even these are new monks here with me. And if I ask that why you are ordained, they said that, I am ordained to gain merit, you see. To gain merit. And if I ask their parents, why you let your children become a monk, their parents will say that Yeah, I want to get married by ordaining them, you see. By putting them in the very tough life, and they thought that the mothers and parents will get married. In the home, they are having 3 meals. Now it's reduced to only 2 meals. And then mother think that I will get married by, putting them in a hungry mode. When they are young boy, they will have all the nice dresses. Now it's reduced to only 1 robe. And in a way that if you are so used to having so many dresses, it will be misery for them. And you are thinking that by giving that such misery to your child, you will get married. You see? Whatever you are investing, actually, basically, it's kind of just investment. It's kind of a business investment. You are always hoping that if I invest this much, I will get this and that gain. And that is a love in this world. In Bible, actually, the godly love, they use the word agape. I don't know how many of you know about that. Agape, A-G-A-P-E. That is an original word in Bible called agape. And that agape love is something that the love without your expectation. You see? And these Valentine, these days, do we have such kind of love? No. It's a love with a double expectation. I guess, not only single expectation. So that's went wrong. But original love is that, what you call it, agape, is that love without expectation. Love is to give. So basically, that's why I say that the very love, basically, we have to redefine the love itself. Said, let, L, let, O, our, V, value, E, endure. Let our value endure. It means that let us keep all the wholesomeness, holiness, goodness within us. That is a true love, I would say. It means that you have to love yourself first. Not loving others is not possible without loving yourself. And when you love yourself, then you have to reflect same love to others as well. What happens is that you love yourself so much, and then you want everyone around you to do something for you. And that is very corrupted love. That is more than Valentine's love. The true love from Buddhism is what we call is in Pali called Bhagavato. Bhagavato, when we chant actually Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa, that is a true love from Buddhism. What he said, I will practice, I become, I practice, is Bhagavato is be compassionate one. I will be compassion to everyone. What is compassion? Compassion means that every single being of us, if you want to live a very fruitful life, you need to have a passion. The way you come in so far by avoiding your Valentine's date and then come and sit with me here is that you have a passion. But that is your single passion. We are living in a social. We are the social creatures. Buddha says that it is very important you need to have a passion, but always balance with common passion because you are living in community. The word compassion for me simply means common passion. So whenever you have a passion, you are always matched with what is others surrounding you. So if you are able to make that matching, you are always able to think yourself on the foundation of others. That is compassion. Because you become who you are is based on other people who you are interacting with. You see? We always forget who we are we think that, for example, I think that I'm a Buddhist monk. But Buddhist monk is relevant because there is a lay people here. I am a teacher at the moment because there's a student listening to me. If there's all the empty seats and there is no live broadcast with all these equipments, and then I'm teaching like this, the way I'm teaching it, do you consider me as a normal monk? I doubt it, because I can, as though I can talk with all this, sitting mattress then. So of course, I would be a mad monk, not a normal monk, who can speak with a mattress, who can teach a mattress. So my teacher, the teacherhood is not relevant at all. I'm become a teacher, I'm become a lecturer because there is a relevancy of the one who listens. And that makes me teacher. Not because I speak. That's why I'm teacher. No. Because there's a listener, I'm become teacher. You see, it's always relevant. So that's why I am a brother because I have other brothers. I'm a son because I have a parents. So everything who you are is actually defined by something else. It is not by itself. So that's why Buddha's idea is that we are who we are. It is because of the community where we're living in. The community gives us the status of who we are. We become a father if we have a kids. Otherwise, you will be only holy father, not a father. Like I am a holy father, I have many kids. I didn't make it one. I didn't make a single one, but everyone bring their kids and offer me as I am become a holy father. You see? If nobody offer me, I can't call myself holy father. But again, Thai people is always want, whenever they see the monks, they want to make everyone relative. Because that is a Thai way. Because if you see some monks, you will say Lung Pi, means that are holy brothers. At the moment, like me, when people see me, they already call me Lung Po. And I always look at it whenever I hear it. Because sometimes some devotees already 70, 80s, and they call me Lung Po. Then I said that, I'm in a dangerous place. Because they are already 70, and his father means that I must be, I don't know what is my age is. But anyway, that is in Thailand, that is a way to honor somebody. I mean that I am a Lung Po, I am a holy father, maybe in terms of my knowledge, I guess. Not my age. My age could be his son, but he still called a grandfather or Lung Pu sometimes. So this is how it works. So whatever it is, relevancy. So that's why when it is relevancy is very important. Whatever you think, you need to have balance whatever your passion is with the common, with the commonality. Then if you balance it, that is what you call it compassion. You see? And the compassion itself is a true love in Buddhism. The true love in Buddhism is compassion. Because then it will give you a real sense of who we are. Because in order to give importance to who you are, it means that you have to give such importance to surrounding of you, where you are living in. So, when you have to express your love in Buddhism, that's why we say it's a compassion. So, Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato is a compassionate one. So you have to be compassion. And the second one is to express your love, is that Arahato. Arahato basically means that you should be able to love yourself. Not only, sharing your love with other people. You should be able to have that love toward yourself. Generally, people are... Sometimes you say that it is self-love is a wrong one because it's selfish. But I wouldn't say. Selfish is of course wrong. But self-love doesn't mean that it's selfish. Because self-love means that you have to respect who you are. And these days, people doesn't respect who they are. And that is how all the problem is creating. Why you have so many criminals doing the crime? Because they didn't respect who they are. If they respect who they are, at the first place, they wouldn't commit any crimes. From my experience in the jails, it doesn't mean that I'm, punished in the jail, but I teach in the jail. And when I teach in the jail, all the prisoners, which I use the technical term as a cognitive transformation therapy. And when I give a therapy, first of all, I didn't say that whatever crime they did is wrong. But I said that at the first place, who am I to judge these people? They might have some emergency, they might have, their way of living, I don't know. For example, some inmates, they were charged for the drug. And who am I to say that a drug is a bad thing? Because when they told me the story, they said that, since my childhood, I have been injecting my uncles because my uncle asked me to inject the drug when I was already 7 or 8 years. And suddenly you go and say that drug is wrong. And then they never see that it's wrong. They said that that is a sum of necessity. They, as a human being, just like air we are breathing in, just like a food we're taking it, it's just a normal thing. Just like the cigarette for the smokers, it's just like they don't think that is something bad with that. So who am I to say and judge that this drug is wrong? Because I even know what is a drug. I haven't seen the real drug. I even feel when you take the drug, what is the feeling? I even don't know anything. I don't have any experience. So I said that I am not enough to go and judge these people. But then I asked that, then how you feel? Whether you felt that, do you deserve to have those drugs or not? If you are a normal human being, just say that, just think that this is your body and there is a poison, and you know that there is a poison. In order to take that poison, you have to think twice whether I deserve to take that poison or not. But you forget to self-love, you see. If you love here, why, when you eat the things, when you eat all those foods, why you go and search for all the good foods? Why you just take it whatever it is? Because you want to take care of yourself. You know that if I take those kind of food, it will, may give you some trouble, this and that. Because of that self-love, it's become more creativity, it's become a more food creations, because of all the surroundings, whatever, because of that self-love, you see. The self-love is a way of creation. But it is not limited only on that. Basically, if you want to create this room nice, is that for you? No, because you want to show off. You want to show off to others. You want to show others, oh, my house is big, my house is nice, you see. Because naturally, it's a small place, you can live happily maybe. But, for example, many homeless, they are sleeping on the street with one luggage or one box. They still living happily. But they don't have the idea they have to show off their friends that I have a nice place. But us, no. If we want it, we want to have more space. We want to have clean houses and so and so. Because it is not only self-love, because we want to share that sort of things with others. You see? So that's why in order to express your true love, Buddha says that you have to have a mind of purity. Apart from mind of compassion, mind of purity. What is purity? Purity means that you have to cleanse your mind from greed, desire, ill will, stupidity, all those things. That is expressing of your self-love. But it is not enough. Buddha says that. You have a compassion. You need to have that self-love. Self-love is that way to show your compassions. How you do that? By expressing or by educating your true love with wisdom. That is called Samma Sambuddho. Samma means that right, correct, proper. Sam means that yourself. Buddha means that knowing. So you have to learn, you see. Without learning, you can't develop yourself. That is a human way of doing it. Because only one thing which keeps us apart from animal and human is that the level of learning capacity. If we can train our dogs, pet, but in a certain level. But a human, we can be trained by others, but at the same time, we can train ourselves. All the animals, they can train themselves. They can copy in a certain amount. But we can copy and we can even make it creativity. And that is what makes human difference than all other creatures. And that is what we call wisdom. That is what we call is the way we have to develop our love. So we can make sense of things. So I would say that as a Valentine's, if you really want to express your love, that's why I say that let our value endure, love. In order to bring all this humanity, in order to bring that humanness within us, and then endure it, keep it, and practice it. And that is what I call a true Valentine's. That is what I call a true love. Which means that you are loving yourself at the same time. Your heart is so wide, is so pure, you can share that love with others who you are living with. It is not only a sexual love, but it is a platonic love, but it is a true love of who we are as a human. And when we can share that humanness each other, and that is basically in the Buddhism called religion, which is totally different from other religions, I guess. Because other religions, that love is given to the God, and God gives that love to us. But Buddhism, we keep the God in the godly spheres. We don't want to deal with that. But we can create our humanity, heaven on earth. That is what we do as a Buddhism. So the whole idea of Buddhism is that to share that love of who we are as a human love, to express ourselves, and then we can share that certain love and respect to each other. And even greater is that we not only share among human, we always share that kind of love to the creatures, to the animals, as well as the environment. And that is what Buddhism is all about. So let me conclude. This is how I manage my time. You see? Let me conclude that the whole idea of Dhamma, learning, is basically, if we can make sense, it means that it is a true Valentine's. It is a true love, where you love yourself on the foundation of others, so in a way that your love does not create any problem for others, and let not others' love, hindrance your love in harmonious life. And in order to do that, you need to keep your mind alert, to be mindful with whatever you wish, whatever you think, whatever you said, whether your word is creating problems and dislove or hatred to others or not. Your actions, whether you are creating problems for others or not. So if you are always mindful like that, then we can be a very, true human or valuable human. So that's why let us end my talk by the sayings that love means let our value endure. That is today's Valentine's gift for you. มีคำถามไหมว่าจะพูดภาษาไทยถ้าพูดภาษาไทยอีกชั่วโมงก็ไม่จบแน่
กล่าวคำบูชาพระรัตนตรัยพร้อมกันค่ะอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภะคะวาพุทธังภะคะวันตังอะภิวาเทมิสวากขาโตภะคะวตาธัมโมธัมมังนามัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนะมามิกราบสามครั้งค่ะกราบกราบกราบกราบขอบคุณพระอาจารย์ดร.นิลมาที่เมตตามาแสดงธรรมณมูลนิธิบ้านอารีเจ้าค่ะสำหรับญาติธรรมที่มีเครื่องพยาทานสามารถนำมาถวายได้นะคะอนุโมทนาค่ะ
นี่ของเงินโทรศัพท์น่าจะเสียงดีเข้าที่แล้วเนี่ยเสียงห้องฟังดู